The Green Party asked voters to support anyone but the Conservatives, and Humber Hawks continue to crush rival schools. Humber News starts right now. Explosion cleanup is now complete, and the question remains of who should pick up the tab. The cost of the cleanup totals $1.9 million. The City of Toronto and the Ontario provincial government both plan to file a lawsuit asking for Sunrise Propane to pay for the damage caused by the August 10th explosion. The city councillor for the area says it is unlikely the company can pay for the damages and the financial burden should rest on the province. She says that it is wrong for Toronto residents' property taxes to be used. Talks are to resume today in the potential $700 billion U.S. bailout. This was the statement President Bush made earlier this morning on live television. He stressed the urgency in reaching a deal to prevent economic meltdown. A proposed last-minute deal was set to be finalized last night at the White House between lawmakers and U.S. presidential candidates. They were unable to reach an agreement. Stephanie Stranges went out to talk to Humber students on the impact of the deal. The debates were a little more tame than the ones seen on the national stage not long ago, but the politicians agree that the format gave them an opportunity to speak on a more personal level and really talk to the students. Mike Nelson, Humber News. And across the border, presidential candidates John McCain and Barack Obama will meet with President George W. Bush tonight to discuss the U.S. bailout. Bush says the U.S. economy is in danger. He appeared on live television last night to endorse the $700 billion bailout of the shaky U.S. economy. In his address, Bush says the economy is in the midst of a serious financial crisis. John McCain suspended his campaign yesterday. McCain and Obama issued a joint statement saying the bailout plan is flawed, but the effort to protect America's economy must not fail. That's our Vectron Ultralight. Now Ryan here can show you a bit of an example of this. Kind of flies like a flying saucer. Great for studio flight.
All right.
Well, it teaches kids the magic of flight, and also with AirHogs, it gives you a toy airplane. And before AirHogs, all we had was the hobbyist airplanes, which are pretty expensive, and the very cheap version. So this kind of bridged the gap into the toy market and give kids the experience to fly. In election news, representatives from women's rights groups are demanding political parties pledge their support. The groups want the commitment of access to abortion services across Canada and the right to choose. This Sunday is National Day of Action Against Bill C-484, the Unborn Victims of Crime Act. Bill C-484 is criticized for victimizing women and ignoring violence against them. There will be rallies across Canada. The rallies are meant to call on candidates to state their commitment to women's rights. A rally in Toronto is set at noon on Sunday at the Bloor Parkette at Bloor and Spadina. Also in the news, police are still investigating a fire that struck an annex home. The fire broke out at 1 p.m. yesterday and burned for 30 minutes. The house was undergoing extensive renovations and could not be saved. Cause of the fire is still unknown. We've got our red forecast, our average in green. You can see January's average is expected to be -2, which is 4 degrees above normal temperatures. For February and March, we're looking to see about on average. As for the spring, no surprises there, except as the summer comes, June is expected to be a little cooler with an average of 15. The late summer will see temperatures of 1 to 2 degrees lower. As for New Year's Day, our 10-year average is a high of 1 and a low of -6. The temperatures are looking to stay around that with snow as a possibility. The enrollment increase this year, there'll be many more students walking through these front doors. The students have made their choice. It is now up to the faculty to meet their expectations. Mike Nelson, Humber News. I'm just outside the front doors where the Brothers Grimm is about to perform one of their last shows. The audience reception has been fantastic, and the actors in their final year maybe find themselves a little nostalgic for having this experience to just about end. Mike Nelson, Daily Planet.
So Mike, are you going to be watching any of the shows premiering tonight?
I am excited for The Office. I love that show. I feel that Michael Scott represents like every boss I've ever had.
Thanks, Aaron. So how do you feel now that Lindsay Lohan's off the market?
Well, I can see good and bad. I mean, Lindsay Lohan's off, but Clay Aiken's back in. Single father, not bad. That's all for Humber News today. Thanks for joining us at the Digital Broadcast Center. I'm Mike Nelson. Have a great day.